saying they were going to vote for.
Yeah.
Accountability, change, good environment. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I want to try and avoid being very verbose so that the young people can get an opportunity to really, really express themselves. First, I really liked what the young people are actually going to vote for. From change to accountability to reforms to the rule of law. I had others like investment economics, which I thought was a very good point. But now I have very bad news for all of you. All these things that you talked about are going to be in the manifesto of all the people who are going to be running. That is the first problem. So I don't know how you are going to know who means it, who doesn't. Because I can assure you, every person who is going to rise up, even if we choose right now to conduct a small election here to get a chairman of this session, you are going to promise us change. Even you who has never attended this session before, the moment you choose to run for office now to become our chair, you're going to tell us, you know what? We are going to begin with change. Like from the next session, we will be taking serious tea and lunch from 1 p.m. So, unfortunately, that's the nature of election. Every time you go to an election, you will hear accountability. Yeah? In fact, some of the aspirants, because of limited knowledge and IQ, they also do not understand those words, but they know they are the words you want. So what do? They just print a banner and write accountability, youth employment. So it is just tabloids, and that is it. So that is the first problem that you must be able to really, really think about. But then I also want to tell you what you are actually going to vote for. This is what you told me you're going to vote for. This is what you said here you're going to vote for. But I want to challenge you that this is actually what you people are going to vote for. Number one, you're going to vote for hype. That there will be a crowd mentality that will make you think that it's fashionable for us to vote for Mundalo. Some of you cannot stand your objectivity in the face of 3 people who are not reading from your script. And because we love being fashionable, if you're going to hear that you want to vote for Emmanuel, but 3 people there are going to vote for Mwalimu Owidi, you are more likely going to also just vote for Mwalimu Owidi. Why? Because because you want to be fashionable. You want to exist in some fashionable sense, especially with your generation, with our young generation that shouts each other down. I don't know that you are aware that we are some of the most undemocratic generations. I watch the generation of Mwalimu here on television when they are discussing issues, and they read from different scripts, and most of their emphasis on their point. Sometimes they would become a bit unpalatable here and there in their language. But with our generation, have you watched us when we are on TV? We want to fight. We shout each other down just because the other person does not agree with you. So I'm putting it to you that the first thing you're going to vote for is fashion. You're going to vote because you want to exist in a certain fashion. The next thing that you're more likely going to vote for is that you're going to vote for the person who wins the race of degrading the other one the best. The one who wins that race is the one you are likely going to vote for. The other thing is that you are more likely going to just vote for your tribe. That you are going to put up this face and say we are not tribal, we call ourselves leaderless and whatever. But there is a likelihood, in fact, I want to dare think, that most of you speaking here already have the person you are going to vote for, especially at presidential level in your head. And there's a 90% chance that that person is your tribe. So these are the realities. That you are going to vote for the person who is going to inspire hate the most in you. The person who is going to win the propaganda war, that they can be able to make you hate the other one the most, is more likely going to get your vote. And when that happens, there is very little change that you are actually going to see. Maybe you'll see the change in the person because you have changed from this person to the other person. But in terms of the dictates of leadership, I suspect that there's very little that is going to come out. But this is what I think you should actually think about when you're going to vote, for you to be able to really get the what effect properly. The first thing I think is that you must be able to think about what is the real problem that you really want to provide a solution to. The real problem. Not the English word, not the verbose words, not these big words that we all say, accountability. What is the real issue that you really want to cause change about? Two, what is your objective in this voting process? What exactly is your key objective? Okay? And as you look into that, you must be able to look at, okay, if this is going to be my objective, then can I be able to put my candidates on the table and try to ascertain them? The first quality of a good leader is them as a good person. Is this person a good person, a good human being? And most of the time, our candidates, we can judge them in blue or in black and white. It's always there. Some of them you can be able to see that they are extremely arrogant. But you love their arrogance because it's directed towards a person you hate. You tend to think that when it's on your side, the arrogance will change. So judge first of all, what is the type of person that I'm dealing with here? Okay? Him as a person. And what is him with the environment of the person? I urge you that young people must be able to vote leaders who inspire confidence of the young people and people who have been able to show you that they have trusted young people before. So if you're a leader that wants your vote has been in existence for 30, 40 years, ask yourself, how many young people have risen courtesy of them? Who has been able to come here? Who has been able to rise because this guy existed? If you cannot see, then stop imagining that a miracle is going to happen after now you give them your vote. It simply means that's who they are. Also ask yourself, if this person has been in office before, what did they do previously that changed this country? What did they do previously that caused transformation? What did they do? Like I'm hearing Mheshimiwa talk about, I'm voting this person because he has done roads. There is the Rironi Summit. There is the housing. There is this. So in that one that you have also chosen, what can you quantify when you look at them in the years that they have been there? What have they done? Or is it just hype that you are really reacting to? And after you find out what those people have been able to do previously, then you'll have something called proof of concept. So that you'll not be voting on the basis of hope, because hope is not a strategy. All of us have the potential to promise very nice things here. All of us. But the only way for us to put that promise on the basis of something is that there must be proof of concept. If the person you want to vote for has no proof of concept before, they have never done anything for you to see before, what is this you are anchoring on to trust them for the future? And three, you must be able to look at what is their promise. Is their promise in depth? Does it have a solution? Let me tell you one of the easiest things to say. One of the easiest things to say as a person running for office is to promise you that when I get in, there will be youth employment. Trust me, even you can promise that. It is the easiest thing to do. Okay? But how do you differentiate? It is now about the depth. Is the question how? You will bring youth, you will cause youth employment. The question is, how will you do it? So don't just be inspired by bullet points. Be inspired by what is the depth? What are they telling you they are actually going to do? When the president is saying, I am going to develop this country, and how am I going to do it? I'm going to have an infrastructure fund. How am I going to get the infrastructure fund? I'm going to get money from part of sale of some of the entities that we have. We get some of our shares, put this money together into an infrastructure fund. That prevents us from borrowing. Then when we get this money, we are able to put it there, and then we can be able to build roads, hospitals, and that. That is his plan. So there's someone who's telling you that's a weak plan, right? So have they given you their alternative? When this other one is saying, on youth unemployment, I'm able to do housing. This is able to provide you with jobs. Number two, I'm able to provide kazi maju. So that at the end of the day, I want to understand that government can only hire 1.5 million people, and that is not all of you. So some of you, we must be able to get the opportunity from wherever we will get it from. And this one is saying, you know what? I'll also be able to provide some money through Nyota program so that those of you who we cannot directly hire can get some money and start some business somewhere. That is the plan on youth unemployment. Now, the other one telling you the plan is weak. Can they be able to give you a counter plan? So that when this one is telling you that, you know what? On healthcare, this is what I'm going to do. I'm moving you from NHIF to SHA because it is universal. Okay? And it will take care of more things than NHIF was actually doing. And at this time, instead of you paying for NHIF, then you wait for 6 months before you can use it, you can pay and instantly start using. This is my project. This is what I'm promising. And I'm not just promising. I have given it. I'm saying it will become better. Now, the other one who is promising you something else, you must ask yourself, okay, what is the depth? So that at the end of the day, do not vote for bullet points. All of us can give bullet points, trust me. Even myself today, when I just wake up from my sleep and say, I want Mundalo for president. And when I look around, I see all of you are young and you're asking, what will you do? Do you know the first point I'll tell you? Youth employment. It's the first thing I'm going to tell you. The next thing I'm going to tell you that there will be no more killings of the young people. And you know what that does to you? It excites your emotions. Okay? So, any tangible politician of repute knows what to tell you. And by the way, we Kenyans are very cheap and gullible because what to tell us is everyone knows. Youth unemployment will not kill people beginning this. We will begin healthcare. Watu hawatakufa hospitalini. You see the way that point looks nice. Eh? Watu hawatakufa hospitalini. But how? So let us avoid bullet points and then vote for depth. Let me not be more verbose than that.
A round of applause for Mundalo. Thank you so much, Mundalo. And